but Iris came through for us. So it's just not me and Dave. It's real boring when it's just me and Dave. So Iris, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thanks. Good to have you here. We talked a few months back, and here we are. Time goes by fast, doesn't it?
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. So you're in Chicago and
Yes.
hunkered down, it looks like. And
Yes,
so
I
why don't
am.
you give us a little, give us a little bit of an elevator pitch if I was walking down the street and had my mask on, of course, and was
6 feet
oh
away.
yeah, look, it's hey Iris, how you doing? Um and I was like, hey Iris, you do music. What's it like? Tell me about it. And you give me your little spiel here.
All right. Well, hi, everybody. I'm Iris Marlowe. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I mostly make dream pop, kind of country and folk music. I've been playing guitar for about 10 years now, and I just released my second record, and it kind of has more folk kind of sounds to it. And I will be working on a third album, hopefully when this is all done, and it's going to be authentic, like old country.
Nice.
So yeah.
Cool. So tell us just briefly about Need Me, and then we'll take a listen and come back and get deeper with Dave.
So Need Me is a song I wrote the day before recording the second album. And I wrote it just kind of about how you want to be that kind of person that people can rely on, even if you can't rely on them. And I featured an amazing violinist. Her name's Hannah Watson on the track. And yeah, I wanted it to have a nice winter kind of sound, but I think it has a somber tone for these times too. But yeah, that's Need Me.
Sweet. So hang tight. We'll take a listen to Iris with Need Me, and we'll come back and get deeper with Dave.
Yep.
Something at all cost, just to always be let down by those who aren't around, unless if they need me. Reached out to you with love. I reached out, it wasn't enough. But the hand, but I'll stick my ground. Even when your intentions are found. If you need me, need me.
All right. It's always nice to have a fellow Chicago homie in the house. How you doing, Iris?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, we were reminiscing about the old stomping grounds before the show.
Best city in the world, honestly.
Yeah. It was a hell of a time when I was there. First thing I wanted to go over the recording press. I mean, there's some really nice layers going on here. Nice texture. Obviously the guitar was mic'd. I'm assuming
yes, it was.
Did you also go direct, or is it mic'd only?
It was mic'd only.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that comes across, and I love that just natural flavor to it.
You
got the violin, and then you got the piano going on. So was that like, how was that mic'd? I'm just curious.
So it was, weirdly enough, we me and my sound engineer, we didn't originally hear piano in it, and he just sat down on this like piano that was in the studio, and he just put a microphone next to it, and that like one take, he just kind of came up with those chords. And
Oh
I don't
wow,
know,
really?
it was kind of a wonderful little accident, kind of. I think
Yeah,
we
I
were
think
working
so.
on another song too,
I
so it
think
wasn't even
so.
intentional.
I think that added just some nice elements to the flavor. But so obviously, like you were saying before the show, like your personal influences, like your singing style, that kind of dreamy delivery. You know, we're talking about Lana Del Rey and Fiona Apple. I mean, I was thinking of the Civil Wars. Have you ever heard them?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Yeah. So that's and I'm glad you said folk, because that band, I think they won like 4 or 5 Grammys for in the folk category about 10 years ago. And they just had that like violin melody, and just the melodies they use. It was just, it really drew you in, and I felt you kind of touching on that a little. And it was that type of flavor that I think separates you from the influences that you mentioned, and makes your sound kind of unique and your own and everything. But after your little intro, now you're thinking about country. So what's up with that? You're like genre hopping. What's going on with that?
So I grew up on a farm, and I grew up on like Johnny Cash, like all like June Carter, like all the old country music.
Yeah.
And like I love country music, and it's something I have country songs on each record that are kind of just like one-off kind of random songs that don't make sense for the sound of the record. But I've been writing a lot of country songs, and I just wanted to make kind of authentic country music that my grandpa would listen to, and just kind of reminiscent of that style.
Okay.
And probably, of course, we'll have some like folk influences as well. But I don't know. I don't really want to stick to one genre, because I like all kinds of music. So
yeah, I mean, you mentioned Fleetwood Mac and the Beach Boys in your bio, so that's cool. So, I mean, do you have a group of people that can play all these parts and for a live performance?
So typically, for most of my shows, I play by myself, but I do have other musicians that, when they're available, can usually come in and play with me too.
Yeah, so I'm like, man, I don't. If I was seeing you live, I wouldn't want the violin and piano just ripped out of it, because it's such a.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, but so I guess what's going on in Chicago, just in terms of the live music scene and the outlook for shows right now? What's going on there?
Well, right now we're staying at home until June as of today, or a couple days ago. But so for live shows, it's kind of mostly all the people I know in the community we're kind of doing live streams and kind of hosting little shows where we invite people to play on like Instagram or Facebook. So that's kind of what the foreseeable future is. I did have an album release show for this album that came out, but unfortunately, due to all that, all the stuff that's happening, it's going to be rescheduled in the future, but I don't know when specifically. So
are you gonna do Elbow Room?
Well, unfortunately, Elbow Room closed a couple of months ago, but I did get to play a couple of shows there, and yeah.
Like they closed for good?
Yeah, they got bought.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wow, that's painful to hear.
It is very painful.
That's got to be, geez, like 35 years or 40.
Yeah, but we've relocated to a new venue. Kind of, we brought those folks from that venue over, so
we're gonna get the new one called?
It's Hidden Shamrock. So it's run by Dave, who ran the Elbow Room and stuff, but he's just at a different place now.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so the website is irismarlowe.com. IRISMARLOWE, Iris Marlowe. We are going to move on. It was such a pleasure to chat with you. Stick
Thank you
around.
for having me.
Yeah.